Hey Toy fans, D21 Beast Rob here, back with another review for you guys here today, and today we are looking at the LEGO Dimensions Ghostbusters sets. On the left hand side here we have the Ghostbusters Stay Puft Fun Pack, which retails for about $12, and on the right hand side here we have the Ghostbusters Level Pack for LEGO Dimensions, retails between $25 and $33 from what I can see online. Now the pack on the right is actually additional content to play in the game, level-wise and characters, while the pack on the left is just characters. I won't claim to be the expert on exactly what that means, I'm a Disney Infinity guy, or at least I was. But the reason I'm actually checking out these sets today is I'm curious to check out the little LEGO minifigures and build the Terror Dog and the Ecto 1. Sounds like a lot of fun! And I have to shoot a special thanks to my brother Greg for allowing me to borrow his brand new character pack to review for you guys here today. But be quiet! This one on the right is a secret birthday gift, so don't tweet him at Yoshimitsu47 and tell him what's coming, alright? Now, if you're not a fan of sweets or sarcasm, there is actually one more LEGO Dimensions Ghostbusters set currently available, the Slimer Fun Pack, which appears to come with a Slimer minifigure and then some sort of slime blaster accessory. I'm sure that's a lot of fun to use in the game. Looking at the packaging here, you can see that the box shapes are similar between the two. We kind of have sort of an hourglass shape. These are fully enclosed boxes with peg hooks at the top. You can see the figures inside that you're going to get, some images from the game. On the back, it even shows you kind of what you can build with the extra pieces. Once you're done with the Terror Dog, it says you can even build a Soaring Scout if that's what you want to do. And it shows a picture from the actual starter set for the game. As we take a look at the back of the level pack, you'll see similar stuff here. Again, an image from the game, the characters that you have in the starter pack, and then just some more ideas of what you can do to rearrange the Ecto 1 or even the Ghost Trap and what appears to be the containment unit. So, nice creative ideas there. But let's go ahead and get these boxes open and start getting these guys put together. Alright, Toy fans, so here we have the LEGO pieces out of the packaging, and as you can see we do have a bag that's clearly the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, sans head, and some display bases that work with the game portal, and then what's clearly the Terror Dog with the Stay Puft Man thrown in there, and then we've got for the other set, the level pack, the Ecto 1 and the pieces of Peter. We've also got what appears to be the roof rack and the Proton Pack for Peter, and then lastly, just some additional parts. So I'd love to get these put together, but if you look at the instruction manuals for these things, they tell you how to build a character, and then they basically stop there and say follow the rest of the instructions in the game. And we get the same thing with the level pack. The first page shows you how to build Peter, it even lets you know how to build the Proton Pack, but once you get past those steps, you basically have to go turn to the game and get the rest of your instructions. Now those of you guys who are familiar with this game are probably having a good chuckle at my expense right now, and you know what? I can be a good sport, but now I guess I have to go online and look for the instructions on how to build these things. So I'll be right back right after this quick break. And we're back! And I think LEGO did a really good job of creating these guys in plastic LEGO minifigure form. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is definitely too small, I suppose, but he looks great. There's a custom sort of created piece for the head and the shoulders and the hat. Otherwise, it's a standard LEGO body. Standard articulation, the arms move forward and backward, rotation at the wrist, they can bend over, legs can move independently of each other. Now the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man cannot turn his head because the head and the shoulder piece, or the handkerchief if you want to call it that, are all one solid piece. But with the Peter, you actually do have the ability to rotate his head left and right. And it's worth noting that this version of Peter has a brand new sculpted hairpiece that's different from the one we saw with the Ecto 1 LEGO playset. Moving apart from those, we've also got the Terror Dog here in the back, and this guy looks amazing. I think this is my favorite one of the entire set, of both of these sets. He's got an articulated head so he can look down and look up, but because it's a ball joint, you can really kind of make this character emote. You can make him look quizzical, and really just get his head in all sorts of different positions. He's a really fun minifigure. Oh, and his tail is also on a ball joint and moves around pretty freely. I'm really impressed with what the LEGO group has done. My only complaint about this figure is that the feet are all attached by one peg, whether it be the front or the back, and it's nice that they do articulate, but they also tend to come off just a little bit too easy, so you want to watch out for that if you're going to be posing this guy around. Now I have one minor complaint about the Ecto 1. The No Ghost logo has been printed off-center on the back of this one. It's more to the left than it needs to be. But outside of that, it's a really cool looking piece. And I'm very impressed to see how the LEGO group has chosen to construct this tiny vehicle. Moving on to the trap, these are two separate pieces. The trap is able to come off of what I believe is the containment unit. You don't have to have it attached if you don't want to, and that handle does fit into the LEGO minifigure hand. And the trapdoors even articulate, which is kind of nice. But in scale, they are a bit large. The trap itself is a bit large for the minifigure. Minor complaint when you get that functionality in there. I think that was a really nice touch. But it just plugs straight onto the top of that containment unit. And as you can see rotating around, they've got detail on all sides of this piece. And it's a nice touch that we've got custom printed Lego pieces for the trapdoors and for the containment unit as well. Lastly, moving on to the Peter that we've already mentioned, he does have a PV on the breast of his outfit instead of his full last name, Venkman. And then on the back, we do have the Proton Pack, and I love the detail that's been printed onto the sort of round disc piece at the back of the Proton Pack. Now that does come off of Peter if you don't want to have it on there. And the neutrino wand does actually clip into the side of the Proton Pack. A nice feature to include for this little minifigure, especially when you consider that Diamond Select couldn't do the same thing for a 7-inch scale Peter earlier this year. I also want to point out that this Peter minifigure does have a little No Ghost logo on his upper right shoulder, as well as some elbow pads on either arm, and even a pocket detail there on the upper left arm. A great attention to detail. The size of these minifigures and construction sets all tend to stand right around 2.5 inches tall. They vary a little bit, but they don't get taller than that unless you're counting the hose coming off the Proton Pack that Peter's wearing. Let's compare this LEGO minifigure to some other Ghostbuster minifigures currently on the market. On the left-hand side, we do have the Ghostbusters Ecto Mini version of Peter Venkman, released by Mattel in 2016. And on the right, we've got the Mini-Mates I Love This Town box set version of Peter Venkman, released by Diamond Select in 2013. Also, here we have the LEGO Terror Dog compared to the Ecto Mini version of the Terror Dog, released by Mattel earlier this year. Alright toy fans, well that's my quick review of the LEGO Dimensions Stay Puft Fun Pack and Level Pack released by LEGO in 2016. Overall, these are some really fun licensed minifigures and construction sets. However, if you're not going to play the video game, I don't know that the price of these sets justifies you adding them to your collection. But if you gotta have them, I do think it's best if you go ahead and wait for a sale. And hey, if you want to know when the best time to catch that sale is going to be, definitely bookmark BricksToLife.com. They've got a deals page that's updated weekly, and it's a great resource when you're shopping around. Well, thanks for watching this review, toy fans. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys like that Terror Dog minifigure as much as I do, definitely give this video a big thumbs up. As always, you can keep up with me on Twitter and Instagram at D21Beast, and the next time you need a review, you know who to call.